Congressman Ryan Zinke joining us now. We appreciate that. And thank you so much for taking the time. Obviously, we keep checking in the House floor there. Congressman, can you talk to us about this bill? I mean, obviously, we're talking about the timing of it, but can you point to some issues that at least you've seen, some concerns that you've seen so far, went to the Senate when it came back? What is standing out to you that maybe you don't like?
Well, on the conservative hawk side as far as fiscal, the argument against the bill would be, well, it increases the debt. This bill relies on growth. But I think overall, there's no poison pills in the bill. There's some smaller disagreements now that kind of working through. But I think it will pass and it should pass. At the end of the day, look, America can't get saddled with the largest tax increase in the history of this country. There's child credits for child care. It increases homeland security to make sure the border wall, or again, that's an expensive proposition, making sure their southern border secure and our northern border. There's a lot of good in the bill, but you are absolutely right. The bottom line is this bill relies on growth in the economy getting better. The president will call it a renaissance, but that's the underline is this bill going to be the spark that gets this economy going? And I think overall, there's three things. We got to make sure the economy approves so we can feel it. The trade tariffs has to lead to a trade deal. And lastly, interest rates need to come down. And if the bond market doesn't lie. If the bond market is our report card in this bill, bond market stabilizes, interest rates will come down. I will say that lower interest rates, will have more of an effect on taxes. But look, if your interest rates go up even a couple points, that home isn't going to be affordable. We're already seeing people struggling to make their payments. So overall, I think this is going to pass.
All right. Okay. So a yes there from the congressman. As we know, you're elected to represent folks in your district here, be our voice in Washington. So that's who you're listening to the closest. But there are some, impactful voices in D.C. that we're tracking to, that being President Trump, who obviously wants to see this bill passed, but Elon Musk also weighing in, and he says he's not in favor of it, and anyone who votes in favor of it, he's going to primary. Do you feel intimidated by this? Do you take that to heart when listening to Elon Musk's concerns?
Actually, I know President Trump well. I've got to know Elon Musk, and I like them both. What I think Elon did better than anyone is expose the fraud, waste, and abuse through his Doge efforts. So I like that message. I disagree on subsidies for green energy. I think energy itself, the costs need to come down. We're blessed with enormous energy plays in this country. The U.S. does it cleaner, better, more efficiently, and all. So I'll disagree with Elon on heavy subsidies for the green energy part. The debt, I think it's a fair question on the debt. But again, this bill relies on growth, and it also makes sure that we have a stable tax platform where we're not facing the headwinds of the largest tax increase in the history of this country. I think that would be devastating to the economy. So, I respect them. I'm not, fearful of people challenging me one way or other. I vote for Montana, but I can tell you what is important for Montana is making sure we don't have the death tax on family farms and ranches. If that were to expire, that would be a devastating blow. There wouldn't be a family farm out there anymore because there's just not enough money to recapitalize. So, overall, I think it will pass. I'm watching members come in. Andy Harris for the conservative wing, voted yes to proceed. So I think it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a little painful here and there, but I'm pretty optimistic that the bill's going to pass.
I was going to say, Congressman Zinke, you sound optimistic, and we can use some optimism, I'm sure. We do appreciate the time, Congressman. Good to see you as always. Thank you for that. That is the Congressman from Montana, Ryan Zinke.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.